The Michael Berry Show.
Victor Perez is the president of the Katy ISD School Board. And what is your job by day, Victor?
I am retired. I was a former energy industry CFO, and I retired 3 or 4 years ago. So I'm retired, and I'm now, as you said, on the Katy School Board and president of the school board.
And how long have you, I lose track of time. It's been 4 years?
So I was elected in May of 22. Yeah. These are 3-year terms. So I'm up now in May of 25.
Okay. Let's talk about your time there before we talk about this election. Is it harder, easier, or about the same as you thought to get things done?
I'd say it's probably harder to get things done. There is a lot of work involved, but it's also a lot more political than I ever expected. At the school board level, more politics, more just attacks, and just a more intense than I expected. I expected to be working to, of course, and I do, to make Katy ISD better. But there's a lot of distractions and a lot of, it's just more political and demanding, definitely more anxiety and both on my family and myself. So
I will tell you,
it's
Victor Perez is our guest, president of the Katy ISD School Board. I will tell you, Victor, and I don't say this lightly, I'm not sure that the lefties that try to control Katy Independent School District, I'm not sure they're not worse than the HISD lefties. The HISD problem is driven by a racial agenda. There are a group of people under the control of one boss for the region, and who's the boss of Harris County, everything but the city of Houston now, and he keeps his people as president of the school board. In fact, what did I see? Hold on just a second, Victor. I believe yesterday the federal trial began for the former HISD chief operating officer Brian Busby, who's facing charges of bribery, wire fraud, tax fraud, and witness tampering. And former HISD board president Rhonda Skillern-Jones, along with 4 former HISD employees, are going to testify against him. This massive scheme to steal money. This is the school board. This is perverse. This is sacrilegious. It's awful. But I have noticed the lefties, the elements out there, like this indivisible Katy huddle in these groups, they're real because they're white liberals. And it's a whole different level of nastiness.
Yeah, and I was never aware of this group until just recently. Apparently, they've been around for a while, and so just surprising to see them getting involved and endorsing in a school board election.
Well, let's talk about that.
And they've endorsed.
So you've got not one but 2 candidates.
My opponent.
Somebody thought they were very clever.
Actually, there was one person that you alluded to that actually is running in another position, the other position.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Tammy Reed is in position 2. I see. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay,
yes.
You're right.
Yes, and so I have one. I have one opponent, but the three seem to be aligned against me. So for example, the other person in position 2, along with my opponent, are aligned against me. Plus, it seems like Tammy Reed and my opponent are aligned against me as well. So I'm it's sort of like more of a 3 against 1.
Yeah, and so your opponent, situation. James Cross, claims to be a conservative because that's what he needs to claim to win in Katy. Claims to be a conservative or portrays himself that way. And Tammy Reed, who's running in position 2, calls herself a Democrat socialist. Those 2 candidates both got the Katy area Democrats' endorsement. I hope everybody in Katy understands that, because that seems to be important to how people are going to cast their vote.
They got the endorsement of the Indivisible Katy Huddle, which is the group that you mentioned earlier.
And it strikes me that that doesn't seem like so much of a conservative position. He's telling people what they need to know, or what they need to believe, what they want to believe, what he wants them to believe, with these little puss people out there just whispering, their little lies. It reminds me of this group, the last election, that had one or two of the candidates was a former teacher, and boy, they were a nasty group of women. It was, I can't remember their names, but one of them was a former school teacher, and she wrote some very nasty things about me. How dare I try to influence the Katy ISD school board race because she is a teacher and I'm not.
So I think what's driving some of this opposition against me, and has been for the last couple of years, is the fact that I've been strong on upholding parental rights, and also conservative values, really conservative Katy values. And that's, we've implemented with a very slim conservative majority that I'm trying to protect by running again, is to protect the students from, for example, sexually explicit materials in the libraries, protecting students and the schools from liberal gender ideology creeping into the schools. And also keep books out of the libraries that promote or adopt gender fluidity. So those are some of the policies that we've been able to enact, and it's really it's been amazing to watch some of the opposition against us in terms of enacting some of those policies, common sense policies, and keep educationally unsuitable materials out of the schools.
But it's also been amazing to see the wins you've racked up. I know you don't want to spike the football, but your win has made a difference there with your majority that you have now. We will be talking to Victor Perez before the elections again, but I encourage you folks, if you're in Katy, email me. I'll connect you with him. Get involved in your local school board race.
The Michael Berry Show.